terrified at this point.
I will bring sage and cleanse this.
I've got some sea salt at home.
Okay.
Sage is a close practice. You gotta do rosemary.
I am native.
Oh, you can do it.
Yeah, hope is like.
All right, this should be good.
Okay. Have you pressed the button?
I have.
Okay. And we're on YouTube.
Whee!
Yes.
All right. Then welcome. This is Anime Detour 2025 August meeting. I am code naming or cute naming or something naming this divisions and departments. Most of the stuff that I'm going to be talking about today, or kind of the most important thing, is that we've made new divisions, but we are going to that system now that we do have 4 people on the chair team, so that's the right place to start. Number 4 is already on camera, so Cass, introduce yourself.
Hi everybody, I'm Cassandra. Everybody calls me Cass because it's one syllable and it's much easier. I've kind of been around the con circuit in a few different areas. I worked for a bunch of different cons where I'm from in Oklahoma. I worked 1 year for AX, and I didn't get a chance to work for any in Denver because it was mostly during COVID times. Nowadays, I have worked previously as a stage manager with Games Done Quick. I used to be a professional Magic the Gathering judge for a living. I don't do that anymore though. And in my day-to-day life, I'm a project manager for AV installations. And I'm a massive weeb, and I have been for many years at this point. I kind of took a little bit of a break from it almost, but now I'm kind of coming back into it, and you can see I've kind of jumped first back in.
Cannonballed into the deep end. Only way to go.
Yeah, so thank you, Cass. You've been with us for close to a month now, and jumped on a lot of the interviews, and it already feels like you've been here a long time to me, but probably not to most people. But so that does bring us to 4 with Buttons, Cass, myself, and Michael McKetta, who couldn't be here today. Previously, the chairman himself has not had a division. We've done 4 divisions, but the chairman didn't have one. We do still have vice chair open, so we are still entertaining the possibility of adding a 5th person to the chair team, but we are also feeling good about what we've got and moving forward with the assumption that it's going to be the 4 of us this year. And if somebody else comes along, then great. So I will have a division for now. Again, if we get that 5th person, perhaps I'll pass mine to them, or we'll figure it out at that time. But without further ado, the divisions that you're all, I'm sure, waiting for with bated breath.
Did we update that?
Yeah. So the electric division, that is Cass's.
I love how we stuck with that.
So this will be accessibility, which is currently open, but we have had one person express an interest that we've talked to, but it does remain open. So if you know somebody that wants to do that, do apply, and we will, continue with the interviews and decide what we're doing. Logistics is, of course, Tabby. Staffing is in funny colors because it's Liz.
Hi.
Hi, Liz.
You can't see me, but you can hear me.
If you really want to, you can come in front of the camera and introduce. Okay.
No. That's why I said you can hear me, but you can't see me.
All right. Kind of ideal for staffing anyway.
Yep.
I'm sad because I was sick when you had your interview, so we haven't talked that much. But we'll be. Yeah.
They are saying in the YouTube chat they can't really see what's on the screen. It's kind of white back.
Yeah,
Okay.
I don't know how to fix that.
Can we try to make it slightly darker
The lights
up
in
front?
the front.
I
Just make the room
tried.
dark.
Yeah, but then it will go. Maybe
Well-
turn them off.
Buttons over there.
Yes, let's have lights off.
Does YouTube like that better?
Is that better?
I have to give him a second to.
Honestly, it still looks like a big
No, it's just
white
Really?
box.
Is
No.
there a remote to control the brightness on the projector, maybe?
No.
There
That will
are
not help.
Oh.
options.
You won't find it in there. The projector brightness is set for the room.
Okay.
It's the camera.
All right.
Yeah.
Then no, I apologize, but I will do like I did the last time and send this around after the meeting by email. So if you do want to pop it open at a later date and see the divisions, you can. I can also try a low-tech solution. I did print these out, so I can try hanging them in front of the camera and see if it picks them up that way. Yeah.
Will there be some sort of org chart like this posted on the website?
Yes.
Because then everyone can see it.
Yes. The question was, is there going to be an org chart posted on the website that will also make this clear? And the answer is yes. The website is undergoing many changes, which I think most people would agree it could use. Live, it shouldn't look a lot different right now, but we're working on it under the hood with the hopes of swapping out the better website shortly. But yes, anyway, so yes, Liz is a new hire. That's why they are highlighted the way they are. Tech services is Bruce, of course, back from last year. Video is Lee. I don't know how long Lee has been video head, but it's a long time. And then volunteers, we are reopening. We did have that open. We closed it because we had somebody interested, but they were interested in multiple departments, and we hired them somewhere else. So we do still need a volunteers head. I know that we have a lot of solid staff in that department, so hopefully somebody will step up. Fire division, this is Buttons.
Hey.
So Buttons will be taking care of Artist Alley, which of course is Cat. We've been having a discussion, I shouldn't say we because I haven't been doing it. People who aren't me have been having discussions about the charity auction, which did come back last year, and trying to make it bigger and better like the old days this year. And so it may become a department shortly. There are still talks about how to do that, you know, when to do that, all that kind of thing. But if the charities does come back as a full department, then it will be one of Buttons as well. Cosplay is, of course, Jess and Rakia. Exhibitor Hall is Alyssa. Guests is open. Buttons is doing a magnificent job right now as acting guest head. If you do want to say anything, I know you can't name names yet, but...
We have contracts. We are just waiting on headshots and bios from 2, and I am working with themes for a template, but we will have guest announcements soon.
Woo!
But we have contracts. We have guests.
Yeah, so Buttons is doing a great job at that, but we would like it to be somebody who is not also on the chair team.
Please save me.
And the good news is, most of the job getting guests this year is already done.
Your job will be so easy this year.
Great transition year.
Yes. And then photography is an open position, so please, if you know anybody who is interested in that, spread the word. Somebody get in for that. A lot of these open ones we haven't previously pushed, so that's also part of why I wanted to bring them up specifically today. Grass division, this one is, at least for the while, mine. This is IT. Charles should probably be highlighted as well, but we announced him last meeting, so old news at this point. But like I said, he is doing a great job with the website. Merchandising is Christina and Josh. Programming is a new hire, Jesse Silver.
Yes, been around a long time, but it was my turn to step up.
Tag, you're it.
Yeah.
It's kind of true. How many current or former heads are like still on staff right now in
Yeah.
programming? It's a lot. All right. Also, themes is also a new hire who's also in the room. Colin. Do you want to speak words?
No.
Okay.
That's not words. You need another one.
That's
Words
okay. You will speak with the gorgeous programming book and the amazing decorations about the hotel. Video gaming, we do also have one person that has applied, and we will be interviewing them shortly. But if, and that we did close. However, the form will let you apply for it. So if you're suddenly realizing now, like, ooh, I really want to do that, get in very, very, very soon. Because like I said, we are going to interview the person who applied very shortly, and, you know, quite possibly have it filled soon. So. And then volunteer comm suite, I don't think he is here. Oh, he is here. All right. I only talked to you like a bunch of times before the meeting started. So Erin is also here and going to be taking over volunteer comm suite and knows all of the interesting quirks of working in that kitchen already. So thank you very much for stepping up for that. Anything you want to add?
I'm gonna feed you.
And last but not least, except it is because he's not here, Nikita, the water division. So this will be facilities, which is an open position. Again, Nikita is kind of doing combo facilities and reservations right now. So that one is also open. I do have that one a little bit lower down, labeled as Nikita acting as the reservations head right now, since that is also something we need to get moving on pretty quickly here.
You mean Nikita doesn't want to be in reservations forever?
No. Again, we don't want the chair team to also be the department head. That is not an ideal situation. And we are debating whether facilities and reservations should be one department, so if you have an interest in either one, in both of them, apply, let us know whether you want the whole thing or half of it, and we'll figure it out when we know who you are. We also do have a new head for marketing. I actually don't think he's here.
I think he's Wisconsin-based. He's
Yeah.
definitely not going to be here.
Yeah, probably not. All right, but that is Mark Hallberg, and we have also made a change there. We realized in talking to our social media people and our marketing people that that was a big overlap in what they do, and so pretty much everybody has agreed, I think, that it made more sense to combine that into one department instead of two that had to talk to each other all the time. So Mark is going to be running the department as the head. I do want to shout out Lori Fisher has been doing our social media in the interim basis and doing a great job, so thank you very much, Lori. And then she's going to stay on, I think at least in part, with marketing and programming and charities, because she's Lori, and continue to help out. And we also did have another wonderful person named Kendra that also gave a very good interview, and I think is also going to be a sub-head or something very much contributing to marketing. We have a lot of very energetic people. I'm excited. I think our social media is going to be...
Finally have a full social media team. It makes my heart so happy.
I think we're going to have a lot more than we have in the past. Operations, formerly known as safety, don't call them safety, is of course Allie and John, who are both in the room. I don't know if you want to say anything.
The silent wave says it all.
Registration. We do not have a head to announce right now, but we have had many applicants for that one actually, so we should have that fairly shortly. I already talked about reservations. Room parties is wide open, so again, if you know anybody who is interested in that one, we haven't really pushed it, but it is time to start trying to find somebody to do room parties. And finally, tabletop gaming. That one is open as well, though again, we do have one applicant that we're going to talk to. So don't sit around forever if you are interested in possibly taking over tabletop. Do get your name in before we make any decisions. How do you do that? This is the same link as before. I don't have the fancy QR code. I never had it. I think Christina had it at one point. So I don't think we have it here, but it's not too terrible. animedetour.com/get-involved/organization-chart. I know a lot of you can't read it, but it's not too bad of a website, and hopefully most of you have looked at it, at least at some point. I think we need to update it a little bit with a lot of these new appointees, but we should do that very soon as well. And part of the reason that we wanted to get these division things sorted out is that it's almost September, and we definitely have some business that we need to attend to. The cycle is heating up. A lot of the early sort of things are starting to happen. So please expect, if you run a department, very shortly you will be hearing from your new division head about setting up a chair department meeting. A few things that we'll try to do during those meetings is introduce ourselves if you don't know who we are very well, and then just go over general expectations. What is your department? What do you think your department is? What do you do in a year? What do you need help with? What do you have down? That kind of thing. Discuss your budget. Obviously that is a pretty important process that we need to get a hold of sooner rather than later. Also get space requests. We do have, all the usual space. We have everything at the Hyatt Regency, which we've learned in looking around the various hotels that Hyatt Regency basically has the most event space of any hotel in Minneapolis. So we have the biggest one already. However, we need more than that. And we can now announce we do have a little bit more space across the way at the Millennium. It is known as the Millennium right now. It will not be by the time we get there, but I don't know if they've done all of their official rebranding stuff, so I will not put their new name on YouTube. But it will have a different name by the time we get there, but that is the hotel. If you don't know, that is across the Skyway or across the not at all busy street from the Hyatt Regency. So.
Which spaces do we have?
Yeah, we have two ballrooms, the Grand Ballroom on Main and the Loring Ballroom in the basement, and we also have the Hall of Avenues, which is sort of a four-parter, can divide up in the basement. Yeah. We do have thoughts on what we're going to do with it, but obviously we want to talk to all the departments before we finalize that, and I did mention at the last meeting, but I'll go over it now because it's getting closer. We're going to do that in two phases. So we're going to talk to everybody, we're going to put out a draft of what we think all the spaces are, and we're going to have a second period for comments for you to go, you guys are stupid and doing it wrong, and try to correct everything, try to make sure that we do have the best answers, which of course are not always that good, just the best that we can do before we finalize it. So this is step one to getting to that. And then train on use of the global calendar. I know that I've been rambling about that a lot, but I really do think it's going to be helpful. In fact, I kind of wish that we'd had it in for a couple things last week, but that's okay. Things take time to implement, so I'm going to make sure that as part of this meeting that we get everybody up to speed on how to use that and how it really will make your lives better. I swear it will. So that will be part of these meetings as well. And then, of course, just anything else that we need to know about.
Be prepared for over communication, guys.
That is the goal. And remember, if you need a reply, email. Email is where people get important things. I don't think we have a ton of department or other sort of announcements, but I will open it up right now to anyone that has anything. Jesse, come on up.
All right, so we had a meeting on Friday with the programming department, and kind of the big thing that's happening right now with us is that our programming form is going to be opening very soon. So I'm aiming for September 1st. So keep an eye out for that. Usually we get a couple submissions right away, and then nothing until the last 2 weeks in January before the deadline, but it will be available for everyone to submit if they so choose. So that's kind of our big news for right now. So, thank you. Any questions for programming?
Thank you. Just a solid thank you.
Thank you for demonstrating. Department heads giving information at meetings. I am hoping to go back to that as much as possible. So if you do have anything, please don't hesitate. Let me know. I will read things for you if you insist upon it, but I think it is helpful to get your face out there and let people hear from you the information that you know better than I do. So that is all that I have for my beautiful presentation. I do have the chairman email. That is the easiest way to get important things for the chair team and make sure we look at them. But I do have each of our individual emails on there as well.
Buttons at animedetour.com also gets to me.
Does it really?
Yes, it does.
Oh,
What about AD_chairman?
That also works.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, all of the AD underscores do still work. We're keeping them all around, but you also don't need the AD underscore if you don't want to use it.
There's lots of chairmans.
Yeah.
I know, isn't it crazy?
And yes, I know the email is chairman, but it does go to the whole chair team. So please know that when you email chairman, you're emailing the entire chair team.
Should change it to chair people.
Just change it to chair.
Chair.
How about couch?
Yes.
Everybody gets a double-decker couch button
There you go.
indicate that they are part of the chair.
Agreed. But yeah, that is all I have. I already kind of threw open to see if anybody else had announcements. Yeah.
From the staffing side of things, if you are a department head and you have not done your event-any, please do that so that I can get you to your team. Please.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a good call. And I think I would even reiterate, if you're a department head and you have already done your event, and you start bothering your staffers that you know are here and will come back to your team to do their event as well.
And if you have a subhead that you know is going to be your subhead, please email that list to me so that I can help support with the org chart that we are hoping to have listed. I want to make sure I have who you have.
I assume your listserv is staffing at Anime Detour?
Yep.
Okay. And if, I don't know if
Or
you want to give your...
Liz.Spafford at Anime Detour.
Okay.
Also works.
Liz.Spafford, it's S-P-A-F-F?
P-A-F-F-O-R-D.
Okay.
Stafford, but with a P.
Okay.
Instead of a T.
All right. And if there's nothing else, I will, I suppose, ask if there's YouTube comments we should respond to.
Nothing that hasn't already been addressed by moderators.
Okay. Then I think we can shut down the broadcast part of the meeting.
Thank you.
Bye.
Oh, wait. No.
No, we're good.
Okay.
Continue.
We actually planned ahead and have the next meeting announced, or to announce.
Oh, wait.
So, before we end this meeting, the next meeting will be Saturday, September 14th, also at 1 o'clock. That will be at the Brookdale Library, which is 6125 Shingle Creek Parkway in Brooklyn Center. So, hopefully we will see you there.
Okay, now bye.
Bye-bye.